Hey, welcome back to Unlucky Lucca with the Wheel of Misfortune. As you can see, we are quite the coalition target. We're going to have to do something about that before too long. Our titular capital is still lost to the clutches of Brandenburg, and we are worming our way down the Red Sea corridor. Currently at war with Warsaw and Gali. I am trying to remember why. I think I ended the last stream going, let's just have some war. But truthfully, this coalition, although it's full of a bunch of nobodies, it's probably going to spur on the Ottomans to attack me, which isn't so hot for me. So I should do something about that. It looks like Hormuz is bound to leave anytime soon. Dawasir is pathetic, but it's probably better to have them out than in. Then there's Morocco, who with quite a bit of work we could get out. And Hunj is already on their way out. Who else does that leave? Yes, Mamluks will do something about it as soon as our truce with Yemen is up, since they are allied. Alright, everything will come together as long as I don't get too greedy on Warsaw and Gali, although we know what I'm like when it comes to greed. So this should be fairly easy. Just going to crush Warsaw and Gali, crush Funj, and maybe take a few key provinces out of it all. So let's just get on with it. So lovely early... yes, we should not forget that the lovely John Mayen has spawned and is currently consuming all of India. We need to get on that. Which is why I'd love to finish off Tunisia's coastline, dismantle the coalition, and start worming our way into India. Because if all this just ends up painted blue with John Mayen, then I am in for a hell of a bad time. So let's try and keep it going. So Hormuz have already left the coalition, that's excellent news for me. And we're just going to crush our friends here. Shouldn't be too hard, right? I don't think my navy is involved in any of this. Although I seem to remember previously saying, boy, I should really have a bigger navy. Well, I certainly built up some force limit towards it, so why don't we get ourselves some extra heavy ships? I think the burghers would be willing to help out with that if I wanted to lose a bunch of loyalty with them. But I don't want to lose loyalty to the point where I can't just... it's no big expense for me just to build a bunch of ships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy, right? It's not like I'm not drowning in money here. And that's the Papal's boat there. And I even built up buildings to get a better force limit. Would love to have even more so I could privateer this guy harder. Isn't that what you guys should be doing? Privateer the hell out of Constantinople, please. Okay. Yeah, I always forget what I'm up to between these streams, but I'm sure we'll go forward just fine. Getting Funj out of this war should be trivial, but we'll do our best anyway. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to thunk a guy on Morocco, because he's one of the larger parts of this coalition. Coalitions are a pain because you can't separately get people out, so it's easier just to keep them out. I need to strike Yemen as soon as this truce is up, and I need to make sure that everybody wants to join in with me when I get fought. It's going to be very important that if I do get attacked, that Denmark, Brandenburg, and Spain all help out, so maybe I should make some moves towards that regard. Denmark's never going to join me for offensive wars anyway, let's just increase our trust with them. Brandenburg, I hate spending trust. I hate spending favors on trust when it's below 50. I want to use you as a fighting guy anyway, but we'll boost that just a little bit. And one other thing I can do is get this. It'll last for 20 years, and it's only 50, so we'll get you. Good times. Just to make sure that people would join any potential war against me. So, John Mayen continues to eat. He has bankrupted Delhi, taken a bunch of their land. My military engineer is dead. Can't remember what we had him around for, but some extra morale is always nice. Yeah. Very nice. I don't think I have anybody coming in at half price, but you will do. It's kind of good for me that John Mayen is destabilizing India to the degree that he is. Does prepare for war increase their willingness to join defensive wars, Jake? I wish I knew the answer to that. I do not. So, Hunj. You have 6,000 men. Okay, so basically you're pathetic. And basically I can just turn this into a bunch of siege stacks and I'll be okay. So if we send in What am I gonna do? Drop you guys. And basically just go on the offense here. Oh, well, there's Funge. Busy fighting it out with my subjects. Even better. Can't forget the Warsaw Galley is on the attack there, and I got nothing to convert. Okay. We'll get back into the swing of it, I'm sure. Just takes me a moment whenever I start up here, because I'm very good at forgetting what in the world I've been doing. For example, you guys are making your way up to Assab. It might be kind of nice to just, you know, kill you while you stand. So it's all going down over in India. Like I said, this is good for me. Might as well uncover some of this land while we're here. Alright, this guy is clearly too fast for me. Let's march. I'm sure I can destroy him, cannons or no cannons. Cannons or no cannons. Damn, we're good. So I'll just head back, clean this guy up. And I don't know what I'll do with Funge, but I'll probably drink him for all he's worth. I could hell, I could just straight up peace him out now. I don't see any reason to do anything too bad here. However, the bigger the peace deal I take with him, the longer he's going to be out of this coalition. So how about we have you end some rivalries and, you know, just break up a bunch of things. Because I have no intention of attacking you, I don't want your land. I mean, it would be sensible to take all this land, it's actually fairly good land, but like I said, I just want this strip down here, and then onwards into India. We gotta have those aesthetics looking just right. Also, should pay attention to the fact that I want the next institution. It's a good one, gives me an extra merchant, and I am badly in need of those. Now, every moment that I'm at war, I look weaker, so let's keep that in mind as well. Couldn't hurt to just loot this guy while we're at... Oh, wow, that guy went down in no time. Well, we got everything we need. Take all the money, make you do all the things. There's really no need for anything else, especially not land. Alright, we good. That gets you out of here. Destroys my war score against our friend Warsaw Galley, but that's okay. We'll get our units back to position. The Age of Reformation is coming in just under 4 years. I should keep that in mind as well. And what are you guys even doing? You're just standing around with nothing to do, because I'm certainly not about to attack Tunis right now. It's probably better that you guys are in position to deal with the war with Yemen and Mamluks when that happens, although I already have plenty of units here. Is there any other war that I should be getting ready for? I'd love to strike Switzerland again. Our truce isn't that long. I'd love to fight Austria, but I don't want to break up with Brandenburg on that kind of term. Oh well, we will consider the situation. Getting Morocco out won't be impossible here. Alright, one fort down, now we can advance. If I take that one down, we're all good. And then you guys can just get to work on Harar. It's also a lovely opportunity to just mow down any Warsaw galleys we come across. Always get your 10s to 1s, folks. Yeah, we'll retain something of a supply line here. How I wish that was a real thing. I would love to be spying on Yemen to get them out to this everything as well, but I should improve relations with Dawasir. I mean, when I fight Yemen, I'll probably just take everything I can anyway. Because Yemen is ripe to join that coalition as soon as the truce is up. And I want their lands anyway. It's all pretty good for me. Veneering. You don't often see that. Maybe it got made easier. In any case, down, down, and down you go, Warsan Gali. It's pretty sad. I mean, I feel bad for these guys. Let's have some units here so I can catch anything that he makes. Yeah, the new age is in about 40 months. And I don't think I'm good for any of the objectives in that age. Which is a shame for me. I can brace that institution. Maybe I shouldn't yet. Not until right before this war's done. What is going on here? Basra versus Carcassia over in my subject. Well, whatever goats your boat. Don't worry too much about attrition. We're good on manpower. We have quite a lot of mercs already, and we have optimism, which keeps that it keeps that war exhaustion in bay. All right, so Warsan Gali is really trying stuff here. Half price individual. Yeah, I'll pass, thanks. I would love to just eat you up, Warsan Gali, truth be told. Okay, so he's also at war with Kaffa because Kaffa decided to strike them. Bohemian Crystal. Have I seen that one before? Da 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 da. Brandenburg gains prestige, and Airs becomes a pretty great place to be. Pretty swell. And if that boosts the price of glass, then I'm happy, because Venice is the glassy place on Earth. Got a few questions. One is, why don't I have a marketplace in Venezia? And another is, are there any other buildings that I should be investing in? Plantations, okay. Textile in Tunis and Savoy would both be good. But I kind of want to invest in the next next institution pretty soon, because I want that extra merchant. Actually, embracing now is probably for the better, unless there's anywhere really high development that's just about to go. Yeah, I'm always so greedy when it comes to this. Let's just hit it and forget about our worries. Because that extra merchant's going to bring in some good income, probably. I could collect in Venice for 10% more, or I could suckle trade away from somewhere. You know, like the Gulf of Aden, where I have a growing amount of power. Suckle it right into Alexandria, and then I send that stuff over to Venice, which is kind of good. I get my next merchant at the turn of the month. Okay, so all this is down. Maybe I could just kill you and then make my way up top, or I could not care and just go straight for that. How about steering in Ragusa? It's an idea, but I don't have a ton of power here. Yeah, granted, I would have more, and currently nothing is going there, but kinda like the idea of doing it in Aden. Especially since I'm about to gain a lot more control over this area. And in Alexandria, lots of it goes up towards me. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know which is going to be for the best, but whatever works, right? I should really have a lot more trade ships working for me. Now, what did I say about this guy? He's pretty young, I've already re-elected him, he's got some good personality traits. Sadly, I lose more Republican tradition now because I switched my government type, but that's okay. We'll just go for it. Long may he live, and he gives us mill as well. I really need mill, I need a lot more mill. Helps me puff out my chest. Especially against the Ottomans, who are, oh God, 17 in every tech. That is very terrifying indeed. Playing in Italy and not taking trade ideas, says Pretor1An. I have no control over my ideas. We leave that entirely to the wheel. was Der Deed as well. I think he was one of those lovely half-price people we had. So I need money. We'll take Production Man. Sounds like a Mega Man Robot Master. So John Mayen's continued growth scares me quite a bit. I know he won't have rebels, so he won't break apart in any way, shape or form. And Dawasir, we've got positive opinion here. This is good. Could always be better, but this is still good. I forget, do I need plus 50 or plus 25 to get people out of the coalition? Well, it's growing pretty damn fast anyway. So you bring quite a bit of dosh up here. And I make 49. How about we try transferring you here instead? And we'll see how that happens. So 49.8. The bear has pretty low tech, 10, 13, 13. He's got aristocratic, defensive and economic ideas. Tech could be one of the only edges I have on the guy. So, okay, we make a little bit more money over in Ragusa, that's fine by me. So we've increased opinion in Morocco as much as we can. It's a shame, I'd like to get him comfortably out of the coalition. Dawasir, I could certainly get out if I send him a nice little gift. It's not a lot of money for a nice boost in everything there. Yeah, disease outbreak, the best. So yeah, that should get you out now. And then I should focus my attention on, well, the Mamluks I'm going to fight when Yemen goes down. And then... See, I reckon Morocco could be gone before too long. But 50 is a lot to get. Influence nation plus gifting could help. That's a pretty big gift though. I didn't leave them with their gold, but they're still doing pretty good on the money front. Hum. And I shouldn't be so desperate to pay these guys. It's allied with Cebu. Interesting. Trying to think if I could make anything of that, but probably not. There's a bunch of things I could do to raise his opinion with me. I could gift him, guarantee him, and influence him. Yeah, it's all quite a lot of money though. But it might break apart the coalition. Hang on, did he ally with... No, of course. The only way I'm hitting Tunis is with the Ottomans and Karaman in tow. Oh well, you can't win them all. 3 months until the wheel, Jake. I'm glad someone remembers. We should wrap that up before I start thinking what to do with these guys. Warsangali is pretty much down and out. I should take this trade province because that'll be pretty good for me. Also eliminates one of the forts. Doesn't give a lot of aggressive expansion, thankfully. Yemen don't like it. The Yemen don't like anything. What I should be taking is the money. And... I'm not so sure, because these guys, they don't have a lot of aggressive expansion with me. I could, of course, get real greedy here. But then we start really chalking up the aggressive expansion, which I'm trying to get away from. Also costs me a surprisingly low amount of aggressive expansion. Almost seems like a waste of a war just to take a paltry single province there. This seems a bit more like it, to be honest. And it gives me some stuff to actually work on. And cleans up the border there. Yeah, stripping forts away from your opponent is something you should always do, so I'm happy enough to go with that. There's very little point in me returning cores at this. I can't see the use in it. Alright, this is fine. It doesn't give me too much overextension either, which is a big part of it. Yeah, I can be satisfied with that. Boom. Now, that does make Morocco like me just a little bit less, but we can work with that. And Dawasir, you know, I could... I'm hostile towards them, so they want to ally me. I could ally them, then break the alliance to force them out of the coalition. But hopefully they just get out of their own accord. Now let's get this stuff converted. Or rather, cored first, then we can think about conversion. And then prepare for whatever comes. And supply around here is pretty ass. Can't think of much use for my units around here. What am I about to do? I'm going to strike Yemen as soon as that truce is up, which does include the Mamluks, so... I'll just find a home for you guys around here. Good enough. Alright, all is going pretty well. I can be happy with this. Dawasir is down and out. This is excellent. My subject is almost integrated, and there are only 4 people in this coalition. There's going to be 3 when I strike Yemen. I still want Morocco out of it, though. How to get Morocco out of this? I need that opinion. I somehow hope Jake's Italian Empire gets bogged down in Ethiopia. Not gonna happen. We've plunged in as deep as we're going to. Except for these 2 provinces, I need them. Gotta get my slaves, you know. Still, I really want Morocco on my side here. I can get 60. But I need 67. I can get 63. Oh, it's wheel o'clock. Okay, 1610. So, for once I didn't actually bring up my explanation of how the Wheel of Misfortune works. So there's going to be no example spins this time, we're just going to spin straight away. So round and round it goes, whatever the Wheel of Misfortune lands on, we have to do. If it is for whatever reason impossible, we simply spin again. And I've really buffed up the buff towards the bear. Ho ho ho! But sometimes the game likes me just a little bit. Gain 2 stability and 300 admin. I'm already at 3 stability. Yeah. That's kind of annoying, actually. Okay, well, what you gonna do? Stability 2, and it does nothing. And admin, what was it? 300, huh? I'm kind of saddened by that. I mean, there have been much worse things, but if I keep talking it down, it's never going to land on another green for me again. Still, that was positive. I was trying to say, I've buffed up the bear rewards to give him 500 of each monarch point, depending on what it lands on. It will certainly help him with his tech. And wow, he actually got a revolt. That must have been an event, because he normally does not get them. +1 stab at the cap is 50 admin points, right, Jake? Yes, but I gave myself that 2 admin. Whether or not it translates is up to the game. Okay, great. The game's saying, hey, don't you want to invest that in tech? And I go, well, no, not really. Not at this point. So, we spy on Yemen. We've already got you to 100. What can I do to dismantle this little coalition? I mean, the Ottomans almost don't have the aggressive expansion that they need to fight me now. But when I integrate my subject, that's probably going to be bad news for me. Okay, we have our extra boats. I think I just keep them on a fort in Mothball, because I don't need to put them to use right now. It was not possible to gain 2 stab. You should have re-rolled, says DNA Factory. No, we were able to do it. Okay, got our armies together. Kinda thinking about killing Yemen. When are we not? Damn, I would love to get Morocco out of all of this. A gift, an influence, a guarantee. I mean, it's a lot of money to throw at them, but still, would get them out of my face. And I would love to not have any kind of coalition from you. I'm cheap enough to go with that. It's only money, right? We got plenty of that stuff coming in. Besides, the wheel only takes away our money. I was talking about textiles as well, right? Tunis, boom. You know, Tunisian as a culture group has quite, well, as a culture, has quite a lot of development that I own. I'm thinking, why don't I actually accept it? And then I'll be able to take all this land for myself rather than give it to Popo. I can take this and the Pope can have the Berber and Algerian lands, which he actually accepts. Oh damn, the AI is better at accepting cultures than I am. And in the age of absolutism, multicultural nation is one of the things that'll get you splendor. And I do have the capacity to like them some more. I should probably get to liking more of them. I mean, the Hijazi I'm about to integrate a whole bunch of land from, so that's a positive thing to do, right? And then I just need to do 2 more. Syrians, ugh. Bedouins, ugh. These didn't used to be Oromo. I think Somali used to be a lot larger, right? Adopted Oromo culture. I should actually see about getting Somali as a culture, because that's kind of cool. I do want the Somali... I want the Somalians, basically. Somebody has to. Oromo is an event. Well, that's fine, because it's cheap to bring people back to their original culture. So we'll get you guys mothballed, because I don't want to pay much money for you. We can have you guys ready in case of war. Now, I threw all that money at Morocco. I might as well... I can't actually afford to right now. That's kind of funny in its own way. I can, however, guarantee them, but I'm already over on my Diplo thingamajiggers. And I got you guys who I want to train while we're here. I'm not making a lot of professionalism from it, but I'll still make some, as I'll put you guys to use. Even though you're not all that needed right now. Integration's almost done, happy days. And we do rule. The quality of our troops are very impressive. Oh, wow! We can actually hit Empire rank now. This is fantastic. So now this should boost us up in a lot of ways. Can't see any reason not to do it now. Huzzah. We lose even more autonomy all the time. Everything is good. You are now a cultural union of Latin culture. Damn right. Excellent. Which means all of these provinces don't give us any penalties, as they shouldn't. Still only 3 promoted cultures. I should think about getting more in the future. Alright, so things are going pretty luckily for unlucky Lucca. Also, the Ottomans are at war. Their own war, so that should